When you help people understand what the impact would be of losing either one of the parents in a family, you've got to move away from what life insurance is, and you've got to talk about what life insurance does. It was around June 2007, I met with Matt and Amy McClean. It's my brother-in-law and then sister-in-law by marriage. He's a chiropractor, was in private practice. She's a stay-at-home mom. They had 3 children at the time. And they wanted some life insurance primarily on him, and so we talked about that a little bit, and he wasn't a really big fan of that. He's one of those people that kind of thinks, you know, everything will work out just fine, and didn't really feel a strong need, but she did. And so we sat down to talk originally about getting some life insurance on him. We were able to get him to get a 10-year term. That's all we could get him to take. And as we talked about that, I brought up the idea that, you know, if something happened to her, that they would want some life insurance as well. And that was kind of a new idea to them. They hadn't really thought about that. And I don't think that they were really that much in favor of it, but as we talked about it, they thought that that could be a good decision. So in April of this year, Amy started having what everybody kind of assumed was just a little bit of a reaction to a dental procedure that she'd had, or maybe some seasonal allergies or something like that. She'd always been perfectly healthy, and the condition kind of worsened. We didn't really know what was going on. We didn't think it was anything serious, and that continued for about 2 months. And then in June of this year, towards the end of June, we went over to visit her, and I could tell that she was not in good shape. She was on breathing apparatus, and they still didn't know what was going on. And so finally, we sent her up to the hospital at the University of Utah. And they ran some tests, and they diagnosed her with stage 4 lung cancer. No family history, nothing hereditary, no lifestyle issues, perfect height, weight, build, nothing that would suggest that a perfectly healthy 38-year-old woman would ever have anything like that. And so they transferred her to the Huntsman Cancer Center, and 2 weeks later she was gone. They'd had the children up to the hospital the night before to spend some time with her. And so we took all the children up to my father-in-law's home. And we sat down with them in the living room, and we told them that Mom wasn't going to come home. And that's one of those tough moments in life. And I watched as each of these children kind of had their own grieving process. And you have the oldest child who kind of internalizes everything, and then you have the middle children who kind of understand enough to grieve, and then you have the couple of youngest children that have no idea. But the thing that I've noticed is that, you know, they cling to Dad. They cling to Dad a lot. They want to see Dad home. They want Dad to meet all of their needs. They need to create stability in their life emotionally so that they can start to internalize this and start to adjust to a life that's entirely different than the one that they had just a short time before that. It's not about the money. The money allows you to make choices based on what you value. It creates freedom in your life so that you don't have to live under the bondage of circumstance, because you have to accept risk in life. You don't know when it's going to come. You don't know how it's going to come. But when it comes, if I've done my job, what I've really done is I've been a facilitator of my clients having the freedom to retain their ability to choose regardless of what life presents them. And that's what the dollars do. They simply represent that person's ability to make choices regardless of life's events.